Who are we? We find that we live on an insignificant planet of a humdrum star lost in a galaxy tucked away in some forgotten corner of a universe in which there are far more galaxies than people. Carl Sagan. Hello, Bezel333 here. Came across a book recently called The Privileged Planet, written by Guillermo Gonzalez and J.W. Richards. The book and subsequent video present the idea that not only is the Earth an extraordinary planet in the universe, but also that the very things that make it extraordinary are the very things that make humans able to recognize its special place in the universe. This is Earth, bathed in a ray of sunlight from 4 billion miles away. My question to you is, just another mediocre planet, or an extremely rare jewel within the entire universe? For centuries, it was generally understood that the Earth was the center of the universe. But in 1543, Copernicus discovered that it was not the Earth, but rather the Sun that was the center of our solar system. And this discovery changed everything. It changed the way we view ourselves, our planet, and the universe in which we live. But what has come from this understanding that the Earth is not the center of the universe is that the Earth has really no significance at all. It's not a special planet in any way, and neither are we as humans existing on it. And what has come from this is the general understanding of many scientists today that the Earth is nothing special, and the fact that there are so many planets, solar systems, and galaxies within the universe almost assures us that there must be life, at least like ours, out there somewhere in the universe. So what I'd like to do in the next minute or two is look at the recipe that's required for carbon-based life such as ourselves to exist on a planet such as Earth. As you can see, the list is quite large, and it actually continues to grow. But let's just take a look at maybe 3 or 4 of these particular items that are absolutely crucial if life is to exist on Earth. Now, from one perspective, we have a raging planet, especially if you happen to be on a ship when there's a hurricane or a very large storm. The ocean can be a very dangerous place, but without water, we could not exist on this planet. Now, the presence of liquid water on our planet is no small deal. We tend to take it for granted, but without water, we carbon-based creatures could not exist. And here's the first amazing ingredient in our recipe, that we as creatures on this planet Earth need to be just so far away from our star in our solar system that we don't fry like we would if we were Venus, or freeze like we would if we were Mars. But we're in that sweet spot where we can have liquid water. Very, very important ingredient. Another essential ingredient is the movement of molten iron within the Earth's core that actually protects us from the electromagnetic radiation that would in and of itself make life on Earth impossible. The Earth also has a unique atmosphere that's conducive to carbon-based life and also further shields us from the electromagnetic radiation that would otherwise harm us. The Earth also has a large moon, which helps stabilize the Earth on its axis and maintain relatively temperate climates around the Earth. Our Sun, which is a G2 dwarf main sequence star, is just the right mass for the Earth's needs. A solar eclipse, although not an element for complex life to exist, does point to an observation that is truly fascinating. Viewing a solar eclipse from the Earth is possible due to 4 important factors. 1, a transparent atmosphere. 2, the moon being 400 times smaller than the sun. 3, the sun being 400 times farther away than the moon. And 4, the Earth, moon, and the sun all being in a straight line. What's pointed out in the book, The Privileged Planet, is that the planet with the best view of a solar eclipse is also the only planet with intelligent creatures able to comprehend and study a solar eclipse. In other words, is it not a marvel that the planet that is most habitable for human life is also the same planet that affords the best platform for scientific discovery? What is really amazing is that the Bible makes this same observation. Picture the psalmist who one dark, starry night is gazing into the heavens and thinking about his place in God's created order. And he says, "When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have ordained, what is man that you take thought of him, and the son of man that you care for him?" Rather than being arrogant about being able to comprehend and understand the amazing things that God has put in place for us, we should be humbled as his crown of creation that he has given us evidence of himself through the things which he has made. Now, God's self-revelation through what he has made, the universe and everything in it, is both very good news and very bad news because of human sinfulness. Let me read to you Romans chapter 1. "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who by their unrighteousness suppress the truth. For what can be known about God is plain to them, because God has shown it to them. For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen or perceived by the things that have been made, so they are without excuse." You see, if you're the kind of person who thinks everything just kind of happened by chance, and you don't open your mind to the possibility that there is a God who created all that there is and created it in such a way that we can understand it, you are suppressing the truth in unrighteousness. You see, the created order can tell us that there is a God, but it cannot tell us how we can have a right relationship with him. We are now a sinful creature because of the fall. But Hebrews 1 tells us something. God's revealed word says that after he spoke long ago to the fathers in the prophets, in many portions and in many ways, has in these last days spoken to us in his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, through whom he also made the world. Jesus Christ, God in human flesh, is the creator of the universe, of our solar system, of this earth. Trust in Jesus. Seek him and him alone for your salvation and true knowledge of God.